Earlier today, police dog units and EMS teams from across the state took part in a special training event.
Action News Jack's Jimmy Marlowe reports.
I'm here in St. Johns County, where law enforcement from across the state have sent K9 units to take part in a 3-day training event hosted by K9s United. And on day 3, officers are being trained in how to care for their K9 units in case of a medical emergency. After the passage of Senate Bill 388, or the EMS Transport Bill in 2021, K9s United, a local nonprofit, started offering training for EMS teams on caring for an injured dog on top of training they already provide for K9 handlers. They've partnered with Triad Medical Training.
We're going over the biggest causes of death, the leading causes of death for canines in the field. Anything from gunshot wounds, from traumatic bleeds, to bloat, which is an illness that a large breed dog could have, heat exhaustion, heat injuries, and down the list.
Knowledge of emergency procedure for a wounded canine was a factor last year when JSO Canine Officer Huck was shot. Officers were able to bandage his wounds in the field, which likely saved his life.
You don't want to have the injury occur and think you're going to rise to the occasion that day. You know, we don't rise to the occasion. We fall back on the level of training that we've mastered. So it comes down with repetition.
According to the Officer Down Memorial page, there were 25 K9 officers killed while on duty in 2022. 11 were killed by gunfire and 6 were killed by heat stroke. So whether K9 officers are carrying out a command or simply out working on a hot day, it's necessary not only for their handler to be prepared, but for EMS teams that aren't trained in K9 emergency procedure as well.
We send them into harm's way where most of the time we wouldn't send a human in, and it's risky. So we owe it to the dogs to be able to, in return, pay them back by being able to save them.
Now, many law enforcement agencies don't have the funding needed to give their officers this type of training. And just as in the case of K9 Officer Huck, the moments after an injury could mean the difference between life and death. For local coverage you can count on, I'm Jimmy Marlowe for Action News Jax.